and want to welcome into the program Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs. How are you, my friend?
Good morning. How are you guys doing over there in Nashville?
Oh, we're bright and shiny, excited that it is a Friday. You know, it's interesting, Glenn, I've interviewed you a few times now, and I just want to throw this out there. I've always been fascinated by the fact that, you know, you are Knox County Mayor, Glenn Jacobs. Of course, people know you were a pro wrestler and all that. But I find it fascinating that, like, everybody knows you. Like, usually a mayor of a county in Tennessee isn't somebody that is, I wouldn't call that necessarily high profile, but you have actually made it more high profile. A couple of reasons, obviously, is your many years as a professional wrestler, but also the things that you're doing. So I want to kind of focus on that. I know there's a lot of things going on across the world, but I want to focus on what you're doing for and what you have done for Knox County. And one of the things that I think that you have done really well is talk about the greatness of Knoxville and Eastern Tennessee and so forth. So one of the things is, of course, you are very strong on fighting illegal immigration. We all know the state legislature for the state of Tennessee working with the Trump administration to really demagnetize the state and make sure that we don't have any sanctuary cities and so forth. Have you been pleased with what the state legislature has done thus far?
Yes, I have. Just to back up a little bit, Tennessee, in my opinion, this is somewhat subjective, but we're the greatest state in the union. You know, for someone like me who believes in low taxes, obviously great quality of life, some of the things that we enjoy here that just God has given us, such as a really good climate as well in our location. I believe heads and shoulders above everybody else. So much of it isn't what I've necessarily done. It's you just have these tools there that someone like me that has a larger megaphone than many others is able to promote. So it's just, again, and our people are just, so fantastic. When it comes to illegal immigration, I've long held the same philosophy that Milton Friedman did, a Nobel Prize winning economist, that, you can't have a liberal immigration policy and a welfare state. And when you do those things, what happens is you just have people coming here who just want to take advantage of the free stuff. The term you use, demagnetize, is really, really important, because even before you get into other forms of enforcement, when it's like you're not going to come here and just get a free ride, that's going to turn a lot of folks that would come here illegally away. So I think that that's just super important, and I think the legislature has done a good job. A few years ago, hear people even talking about things like in-state tuition at state colleges for illegal immigrants. Well, that's what that ends up doing, obviously, is then that attracts people who just want to take advantage of that. And at the same time, the reason that we have lower tuition, or supposed to, for in-state people, is we're the ones that pay the taxes to support many of these institutions. Same with food stamps, same with rental assistance, same with health care. And now on the other side, you have the left who believes that these are universal human rights. So I guess my question is, okay, as a Knox County resident, do I have to pay for health care, education, housing, and all these things for someone that lives halfway around the world? Because if it's human right, yes, I do. Well, it's not a human right. It's a government program that taxpayers pay into. So the first thing we should do is make sure that we're taking care of the people here at home. And as you said, demagnetize the system. So that will make a big dent on illegal immigration, I believe, itself. And the Trump administration has done a good job of it, and our legislature is doing a very good job of that.
One of the things that I love what you said about Tennessee being the greatest state in the union. You don't know anything about me. I've lived all over the country. I work in radio, and we can be rather nomadic, mainly because we are unable to keep jobs. But I've been here for about 12 years now, and I agree with you that Tennessee is the greatest state in the union. One of the reasons why I believe that is because of course, conservatism. I love programs like, for example, the Tennessee Promise. I love the fact that Tennessee has been very proactive in trying to bring businesses to our state and bring, even investment into our state as well. Have you been satisfied with Governor Lee and Stuart McWhorter and their efforts to bring new businesses into the state?
Yeah, 100%. We've had, and under Governor Haslam as well, he kind of set the table. And we've had tremendous commissioners of ECDs such as Senator Bill Hagerty, Randy Boyd, Bob Rolfe, and now Commissioner McWhorter. We've worked with them on a number of projects, actually. And because of some help with the state, it just as far as getting through some of the things that businesses look at, like infrastructure and those sort of things. We got the biggest manufacturing economic development project in county history a few years ago. This is an HVAC company that is building one of their world headquarters here in Knox County. They bought an entire business park, 300 acres. And eventually there's going to be, 10 years from now, there's going to be a ramp up, obviously. There's going to be 2,500 people working at this place. Currently, the average median salary is $75,000 a year, which is really good for our area. And they're also putting $1 billion into their buildings and all that out there. So, yes, and I think Governor Lee understands, too. We talk about things like transportation, infrastructure, all those things. They have an impact on commerce, right? And also our tax-friendly environment. A while back, I got to return to my home state of Missouri. Like you, I haven't really lived all over the place, but I've traveled all over the world. I grew up in Missouri, and I got to go back and talk with their legislature about not having an income tax in Tennessee. And when I met with Governor Kehoe, which is a huge honor for me, he said that he's automatically behind all the states that don't have an income tax when he's trying to recruit a business. But what was really interesting was all the people in the legislature, all the Republicans, said that they wanted to be more like Tennessee. That Tennessee had a good one. And I'd like to point out, too, the reason we don't have an income tax is because of the efforts of United States then State Senator Marsha Blackburn, as well as my own Congressman Tim Burchett, my predecessor in this office. Unfortunately, a Republican governor was pushing the income tax. Yep. Senator Blackburn basically, mobilized the grassroots and killed it. But it was a fight, and she and Congressman Burchett were fighting against their own party. So, we've had some really great leadership throughout the years in Tennessee, and it has benefited us tremendously.
8:16, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7. Couple of more moments with Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs. You had mentioned that Tim Burchett, of course, he's a big friend of the show. I'm a big fan of Congressman Burchett. He obviously went into the House of Representatives. As I spoke about, in the intro, the fact that you are well known across the state of Tennessee, and for many reasons. Number one, obviously, a very high profile as far as your wrestling career. I, though, believe that one of the reasons why you are so well known and so, I'm going to say the word popular, sir, is because you are such a defender of conservative values. And that's why I enjoy having you on. So your predecessor, Tim Burchett, went into the House of Representatives. You feel comfortable talking about any future political ambitions? Do you have that feeling like you might want to do something of a higher office?
Yeah, first of all, every political office is important. We do hear this term higher office. Obviously, you're talking about state and federal. But even on a local level, you can tell a difference even here in Tennessee between Knox County and some other places around the state. And it is because of the policies that we have in place. It's pretty easy here for me because my philosophy is the same. The vast majority of people live in Knox County and East Tennessee, just like Congressman Burchett, who did a really, really good job when he was Knox County mayor. I got into this because I've had a remarkable life. I grew up on a farm in Missouri. My family didn't really have a whole lot. I found something I was good at, and I was able to do things with my life. I've just been incredibly blessed, right, that I would have never thought possible. It's only possible here in America. It's the American dream. And for me, it's just about protecting that. One of the things about being a conservative is conserving the American dream. It's what Ronald Reagan said: freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. It's making sure that we're not that generation. So for me, it's just, it's not like I sit here and think, oh, I want to run for this office or run for that office. It's more so, is there a place where my particular skill set would be valuable and something that I would like to do as well, right? And who knows what that means. Obviously, politics is just like everything else. It's incredibly fluid, and I could sit here and say, I'm going to do this in 6 months, and then 6 months, everything's changed, right? So it really depends. I mean, it just depends. Even I'm term limited. I'll be out of office in September, and it just depends on a lot of factors, which really aren't in my control.
One of the questions I would ask, and for people that don't know, and you and I have probably spoken about this before over the years, but you're from Missouri. You are well known across the world, and yet you live in Knoxville, Tennessee. Talk about your decision to live in Tennessee as opposed to anywhere else. I mean, did you just decide to adopt Tennessee as your hometown?
Well, what happened was I was wrestling. It was early in my career, and I moved here for work. There was a small wrestling promotion that had some ties to WWE, and my wife is from here. And really, that's the reason, is the area is nice. I liked it. Obviously, I like my wife. So between those two things, I decided to stay. But as I've been here 30 years now, and I realize that's the best decision, one of the best decisions, other than marrying my wife, that I've ever made. And I don't want to go anywhere now. I have traveled the world. I've traveled the country. I think America, obviously we have our flaws, just everywhere it does. But I think America still is the greatest country in the world. I think the state of Tennessee is the best state, which means that if you're living in the state of Tennessee, you're living in the greatest place on the planet. I live here in East Tennessee, and I love it over here, but our entire state is it's a great place to live. So for me, it became a personal preference. This is where I want to stay. I could have lived anywhere in the country. It was funny because we have some of my coworkers in WWE, they're out in California, and I'm like, guys, move to Tennessee. California's got a 13% income tax. You automatically get a huge raise because our cost of living is also much lower than say California, or New York or wherever. So for me, it's just the perfect place.
It is interesting because I come from California, Southern California. And I don't know anybody out there this time, but first couple of years when I was here, I did. And you always have people that complain about California, but they never want to move, and they never want to vote for, another political party. And so I find Californians, I call myself a recovered Californian, but I do find that interesting, where the Californians will always, complain about the state of their state, yet they don't want to move. Yeah.
And I mean, California is beautiful. How incompetent do you have to be to mess that place up? Right? I mean, seriously. But Gavin Newsom and his predecessors, man, they have done a wonderful job. Now, Gavin Newsom is not incompetent as a U-Haul salesman, because what's happening is there are a lot of people that are leaving California because of his policies, and they're moving to states like Tennessee. So if you're living out in California, you kind of have the opposite issue that we have here, where we're a great place. People are coming here in droves because of that. California has some wonderful natural resources, beautiful beaches, mountains, a whole deal. Just gorgeous state. And somehow they have managed to mess that up so badly that folks don't want to live there, And then you do have the people that just for whatever reason, either they're stuck or, they don't. I think what's happening too is, unfortunately, some people just aren't. You fuss, but you don't really feel the pain yet. And unfortunately, I think that's going to happen in California as their economy continues to deteriorate because of the policies of people like Gavin Newsom.
You know what I like to say about California these days, Glenn Jacobs, is it's a nice place to visit. Wouldn't want to live there anymore. And now that we have In-N-Out in Tennessee, there's no reason for me to go back. Do you guys? Let me ask you this, and people are going to get mad at me for asking you this.
No.
You guys got In-N-Out in Knoxville yet?
We have Whataburger now.
Yeah, but you have In-N-Out.
we don't have In-N-Out, but I'm a bigger fan of Whataburger than I have In-N-Out. And then also, if you go up about 20 miles more, we have Powell's Sudden Service, which is one of the great regional hamburger chains around the country. So yeah, we don't have In-N-Out, but we have a pretty good array of hamburgers over here too.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, you're going to be at an event, and I'm actually going to be there. So I've never actually met you in person. So I hope to meet you there. America's 250th Give Me Liberty celebration. Our friends at AFP Tennessee are putting this on. You are one of the special guests. Matt Van Epps is going to be there, as well as Lara Trump. And so this sounds like a pretty big deal. Talk a little bit about what that's going to be.
Yeah, I'm really excited about AFP's Give Me Liberty celebration. Obviously, it's named after Patrick Henry's famous speech, of give me liberty or give me death. Unfortunately, I think that in our country, that in a lot of places we've forgotten about that America is based on liberty. It's based on the ability for all of us to essentially be in control of our lives with minimal government just micromanaging. So it's going to be a great event. It is this March 11th, and it's at the Musicians Hall of Fame and Museum, which is on Gay Street in Nashville. I'm really looking forward to it. Really happy that Congressman Van Epps is in Congress. First of all, he's going to be there. I haven't seen Matt since the campaign, but that's a very important seat, and thank you to everybody who supported him in that special election. And looking forward to seeing Lara Trump. I've been on her TV show a couple times, but I've never met her in person. So it should be a great time, and it's really just reminding people of how important the foundations of liberty and freedom are to America.
Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs, I'm reminded as to how much and the reasons why I like having you on is because you have some great things to say. You can hear more from Glenn Jacobs at the America's 250th Give Me Liberty celebration. GiveMeLibertyNashville.com is the website put on, again, by our friends at AFP Tennessee. Glenn Jacobs, always great having you on the show, and I hope to be able to shake your hand at this event.
Sounds good. See you there, and hope everyone can make it.
All right, very good. It is 8:26 on Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Joan and Sam, you know what? I have such respect for Glenn Jacobs. I got to tell you that even downplaying In-N-Out in Tennessee, it's not a deal breaker for me and Glenn Jacobs.
Oh, man.
That's just because you haven't been to Pals yet, Dan.
So is it Pals, P-A-L-S?
Pals Sudden Service out in East Tennessee and I think in other parts of Virginia.
Okay.
Kind of family-owned style of fast food, and they won't even let you really open a franchise unless you work there.
Really?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's why you don't see them out here.
And this is in Knoxville?
Outside of Knoxville, going further east, yeah.
You know what? Next time I go to a Vols game or next time I'm in that area, maybe I'll try Pals.
Not maybe. You better. The people of East Tennessee will tie you to a pole.
Wait, aren't you going to Gatlinburg?
Yes,
you're going
actually,
next week.
I am going to Gatlin. I keep forgetting that I'm on. I got 32 minutes before I'm on vacation, people.
If you need someone to fill that spot for you, I can go in your place.
No, that's okay.
All right.
That's okay. Although I think Amy might prefer your company at this point. Anyway, and welcome on into the crisscross handoff. Chris, I would usually do a time check here, but I'm running way too late, and I'm hoping nobody notices that my clock management in this particular hour, it has been not so great.
On the bright side, clock management will not be something you have to worry about in about 20 minutes.
That's exactly right.
You got a week off, right? So
absolutely. By the way, from the Super Text line, 5265, Dan, we had a real opportunity to watch Sam get drop-kicked, and you blew it. Shame. It was when Sam said that wrestling was fake. And
so we're still on that, huh?
I had Kane on, Glenn Jacobs. And by the way, I did not. People should give me credit that not once, including in that 5-minute opening question, did I once call him Kane.
But you thought about it, right?
No, I really didn't. I didn't. Because but you know what I should have asked him? I wanted to ask, Glenn Jacobs, if he gets tired of people referencing that. It was a big part of his life, but I think that, these days, in my opinion, he's known for being a great conservative in the great state of Tennessee. So
yeah, I mean, I'm sure he gets tired of them bringing up Kane. So I like to go even further back, and I would bring up the other characters he played, like the demented dentist Isaac Yankem.
What is that, a movie or what is that?
No, that was the like one of his first wrestling characters.
Was it really?
He was the demented dentist Isaac Yankem, and he was actually brought in by Jerry the King Lawler, who's famous out in Memphis for his wrestling.
Now, if you ask a professional wrestler if it's fake, will they hit you?
Maybe.
Okay, because was it Jesse Ventura who hit one of the?
It's a Macho Man, right?
I'm not sure who it was. They've all been people.
Because I remember one wrestler was asked about whether or not it was real, and the wrestler hit him with some sort of a wrestling move, whatever it was, and the guy just I think the guy almost fainted. It hurt him so bad. So
there was one incident where it was The Undertaker and a guy by the name of Vader, and I believe that they were in Kuwait doing a wrestling show, and they were on a morning TV show. And the reporter asked him if it was fake, and Vader got up and started choking the host in Kuwait.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And they were all freaking out because they thought that he was going to be locked up in Kuwait.
Well, there is that too.
Yeah.
So anyway, whatever. All right. So I thought it was a good interview with Kane.
I thought you did awesome. I did.
Well, thank you, Matt. I should say Chris. You know what? At least I didn't call you Steve. You know what? I'm thinking about Matt. You know why?
Because you love Matt Murphy.
No, I do like Matt Murphy. I think he told me. I got to look this up. Doggone it. I think that Matt is going to. He's gonna. I think he's taking part in this event with Glenn Jacobs.
Yep.
I forget what he's. Is he the MC? I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something with it. So if you want to see Matt Murphy, and I'm going to be there as well. I'm only going to be there as like the guy that wants to shake Kane's hand.
There you go.
Yeah. Somebody said, by the way, that Mandis will need a step stool to shake Kane's hand.
You will, 100%. Did you see the post on Facebook that our promo director put up? It's the one with you, myself, Murphy, and John Rich, and it says, "Name this band."
No, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that?
No.
Okay, so we got, a couple great band names. Smashing Trumpkins.
Nice. Okay.
We got The Right Side of the Dial, the Fool Fighters.
The Fool Fighters.
The
nice.
Fool
Okay.
Fighters.
Very good.
And Quad-Servative. Those are my favorites.
Quad-Servative.
Quad-Servative. So if you didn't know, we got John Rich on the podcast tomorrow, Mostly Peaceful, myself, Dan Mandis, and Murphy. That was a fun conversation that we got to have.
It was. It was a lot of fun, and it was a great conversation. The best part of this. So Chris tells me, because Chris set it up. Thank you, Chris. Great move. So Chris sets it up. And the original plan was to just, have him be a fourth member. And we just sort of, talk about the issues of the day.
Yep.
And, John was just going to take part in that. But of course, he's such an interesting guy. And he is so, well-spoken. He's so conservative. He's done such amazing things in his life that I just automatically start interviewing him, and I realized that I'm the one that probably got us off.
The game plan was, okay, we're just going to do the podcast, and John's with us. And then it was about 6 seconds into me doing the introduction of the podcast that Dan turned it right back into an interview.
I'm sorry. I know, but I don't.
No. I thought it was great. I thought the conversation was awesome. I'm not knocking it. It was just hilarious the way it went down.
Yeah, and he is such a great guy. And do you remember? I'm not sure if hopefully you remember this, Chris. Which one of the three of us did he say had a really, really good perceptive question? Was that you, me, or Matt?
No, you're right. It was me.
No, it wasn't you. It was me.
Oh.
I asked him a really good question, and I was very proud of it that he said, Dan, that's a very perceptive question.
He said, I've never been asked a question as good as this. That's what he said. He said, of all the questions I've ever been asked in my life.
Of all the millions of questions John Rich has ever been asked,
that was the best one.
I asked him one that was so good that it stopped everything. And he said, that was a great question.
That was a great question, Dan.
Now, should we tell people what the question was?
Do you remember what the question was? Because I already forgot.
Yeah, of course I remember what the question was. Because, but you know what? I'm not going to say. I want people to go and look at the podcast.
And definitely go to the Facebook page and name our band. We should give we should give something away.
I hear these chicks don't even know the name of my band.
My band.
Is that some sort of a?
It's an M&M reference.
It's an M&M reference.
I have to fly over your head at least twice a show now.
Oh, jeez.
The best part of the photo, by the way, of Chris Hand, John Rich, Matt Murphy, and yours truly, is that I was, and this is one of the reasons why I love Matt Murphy, right? Is because I was sort of on the end, you know what I mean? And Matt says, "Come on in, Dan. You're short. You need to be in the middle." And he literally shoves me into John Rich.
Yep.
And then John puts his arm around me, and it's actually a really good picture. So
I thought it was a great picture, and I think that we're going to have a kick-ass band. I can't wait for practice to start.
Sure. I need to learn how to play an instrument. Do you know any kind of instrument that you would be able to play?
I think you'd kill on the triangle.
Yep.
I could be on the clapper. I could do something like that.
We should get you a little...
that means something totally different now, Dan.
Get you a little tambourine.
What does it mean? The clapper.
I'll explain it to you off the air.
Isn't it like clap on, clap off?
Nope.
No?
Okay. Nope.
Sorry.
Nope. You're wandering into a very dark alley. You don't want to go down.
Okay.
Joan, you've got to look it up. What does the or somebody tell me on the super text line?
Sam do those?
Do you know what Sam is referring to, Chris?
I don't know. I think Sam needs an after show exclusively for him where he can break down his references each day.
There you go. That's exactly what he needs to do. Let's see here. Fact checkers. Liz says fact checkers.
The fact checkers. I like that.
Did somebody say 3 Slims and Shorty? That was Aaron.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
Who's the Shorty? Oh, I'm looking at the picture. That would be me.
Wait, who's the third Slim?
Everybody's slim in that photo. I mean, Matt looks great. Chris is slim, of course. John Rich is slim, certainly in shape. And I'm Shorty. So there you go. Let's see here. Well, some of the hatred has started, too. We'll move along from there.
Yeah. Avoid the hatred. Avoid the hatred, Dan.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Loose cannons. George says loose cannons. So there you go.
Yeah, I like it.
Dan Murphy's rich hand. Oh, by the way, did you hear? Was it? Yeah. Where was I talking about your? You know what? Did word get back to you, Chris, that I was talking about your foot the other day?
What?
Yeah.
Why are you talking about my feet?
When I walked back into the studio, it must have been a slow news day. When I walked back into the studio, Dan should play the cowbell. Yes, Eric, I should.
There were some other instruments in there that I don't know if you want to say on air.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Any references to certain kinds of flutes?
It was definitely, there was some flute references.
Comprised of dermis.
Anyway, so when I walked in and you didn't have any shoes on your feet.
Yeah, well, I get cozy when I'm fired up.
Yes, and so I started talking about Chris Handfoot, and then I of course thought that was funny, and I started giggling, and nobody else did. But whatever.
Well, you started giggling because I said you might come down with Chris Handfoot and mouth disease.
Yes,
there you go.
There was that as well. Mark says Dan Mandis and the Super Talkers. Okay,
I like that.
Yep,
it's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I used to play bass.
Yeah, I can't imagine you playing bass.
Neither could anybody else, and so I stopped.
But why did you stop? Like, nobody likes a quitter, Dan. We need you to get back on the horse, man. The band needs you, Dan.
Do you want to know what happened? So my amplifier got stolen.
California.
So I was playing with a bunch of guys, and I had a bass, and I wasn't good, by the way. But I left my bass at the guy's house, and then before I knew it, they had moved and they took my amplifier.
Not cool.
Yeah, and my mom wasn't about to spend any more money on another amplifier.
Maybe they did you a favor.
That was the end of my bass playing career. But also, what ended my bass playing career is I didn't really know how to play it. So there was that too.
Had you played bass for these people at their house?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, we just played.
Sounds less like a theft and more like a protection of public safety.
I mean, in all honesty, I wasn't good at all, and it was all fine, well, and good. So, and clearly things worked out for me in radio, so it's all fine, well, and good. Boy, you're right, by the way, about some of these super texts.
Yeah, they're they're there, Dan.
They sure are.
Is it that
Oh
bad?
my gosh! Do you know what I wish we could do? Is there a way?
Should we get Joan to read any of these?
Well, I think that that Dan needs to play the cowbell is what makes me laugh.
I could have used a little more cowbell.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know what I wish we could do, guys? Is there a way to do this? Chris, you could probably do this today. We should screen share the super text line.
So I've thought about doing that
so
before.
that people can see what we have to deal with.
The issue is that unless we save everyone's name, everyone's phone number is going to be exposed.
Yeah, we can't do that.
We can't do that. We can't.
6347, the warmongers. Nice. Okay.
Did you see what 99.99 texted in?
No.
The
99.99.
The erectile dysfunctions.
Oh my! That's why I'm not reading them.
Whatever. I listen to WTN a lot. I think there might be a pill for that.
I think there might be.
I mean, it's like once a break, man.
That's the single, Blue Pill.
I don't know. I really like what 0722 had to say now that I see it.
Which is?
I genuinely don't know if I can say it.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
The best ones we can't say on the air.
I'll paraphrase. I'll paraphrase in a way. Chris Hand and the not Steve Jobs.
What everybody should do if they have sent an inappropriate one in, you should take that band name and go over to the Facebook page and add it there, so that way everyone can see it.
Did y'all read Not So Big and Rich?
Whatever. By the way, 90.
I like that.
9037. What would Chris? What would Dan's wrestling name be?
Ooh, Praying Mandis.
I like that.
All right, very good.
I think that'd be sick. And you could come out. You could wear a karate uniform.
Do you know what the best part
right?
about?
Wouldn't that, everybody knows that would be sick. Don't act like that's not awesome. That just came from the top of the dome. That's free. You guys got that for free.
They'd be like, why is that 58-year-old man in a 8-year-old's kimono?
But the best part would be if it wasn't a black belt. Like you really played
yellow.
it up and it was just yellow. That would be awesome. Do you know who you're messing with? I have a yellow belt.
my wife drops me off at this karate class.
It'd be so good.
By the way, the best part of the photograph with me, Chris, John Rich, and Matt Murphy, the best part of that photograph is that I can crop you guys out.
Yeah.
Because I'm right next to John Rich. I actually, first thing I did was I cropped you guys out and I sent it to my wife and I said, hey, look who I'm hanging out with today.
Yep.
Wait, were you touching? Physically where your bodies?
Yes.
Hands.
Because that's when you get
Touching
uncomfortable.
hands.
What, John, listen, John
Touching
likes
Dan.
Touching Dan. Okay,
Listen.
sorry.
John Rich.
Sweet friends of mine.
Bum,
John Rich thought enough of my great question that he put his arm around me.
He did.
That's how much he thought of my great question.
Did you bristle?
No, I didn't bristle.
Well, look at the picture. It seems that there's a bit of a bristle.
Is there a bristle?
Did you bristle or did you swoon?
I think the initial reaction was swoon, but as soon as contact was made, it became a bristle.
A bristle was, yeah.
Are we done yet?
Dan,
I was just about to make sure we didn't lose Dan.
Don't make like we don't know you.
Whatever. There. You know what? There may have been a little bit of bristling, but it's only because Murphy was to my left.
Mm-hmm.
So
were you afraid he was going to move in?
He moved in. Look at the photograph.
Murphy physically picked Dan up and put him as close as he could to John Rich.
Well, you can't listen. You can't see where Matt's right hand is, but he's touching my behind.
What?
That's what he was doing in the photograph.
It wasn't a pat. It was a squeeze.
It was. It was a Murphy Show squeeze. That's what that was, and that's what made me a little,
Dun, 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 dun.
You know what we should do? We should have John Rich do a version of this song.
Dedicated to you.
You think he's ever done one?
A song?
Do you guys know the history of this song?
No.
You gonna
Do you
tell
know
us?
who he wrote this about?
No.
Unfortunately, I don't have time to get into it. But if you read what this song is actually about, it's a little creepy.
Isn't he like going after like a young girl?
Yeah, he wrote it about. I believe it was Caroline Kennedy when she was a youngin'.
Oh.
Yeah. Touching me, touching you. It's about a little girl.
Oh.
That made it awkward. Went from funny to awkward real fast.
Yeah.
Dan
Why
has
don't
a way
you
of
tell me
doing
about
that.
some energy-saving windows, Dan?
Somebody was commenting on Murphy squeezing your butt in the picture.
Yeah.
And it's 4460 said, sounds like the WTN slush fund is going to be used.
All right.